The illusion of intelligence. In the age of consumption, from passive awareness to active consciousness. Introduction. In the digital age, ideas travel faster than actions. A person can listen to hundreds of motivational speeches, watch thousands of educational videos, and quote great thinkers without ever transforming their own life. Platforms like YouTube, podcasts, and social media have democratized knowledge, but they have also created a paradox. Never before has information been so accessible, and never before has genuine wisdom been so scarce. People today often feel conscious by consuming content about consciousness, intelligent by watching intelligent people, and productive by listening to productivity experts. This creates an illusion of growth without real growth. The result is generation that feels informed but lives untransformed. This essay examines how excessive consumption of ideas produces a pseudo intelligence, encourages comfort seeking behavior, weakens the spirit of contribution, and undermines genuine self development. The rise of passive awareness. Modern technology has turned learning into entertainment. Knowledge is packaged in active thumbnails, emotional music, and simplified slogans. While this increases reach, it reduces depth. People today often mistake exposure to experience. Listening to a philosopher does not make one philosophical. Watching a disciplined athlete does not make one disciplined. Hearing about meditation does not make one mindful. This phenomena may be called passive awareness, a state in which individuals are aware of ideas but inactive in practice. They feel mentally stimulated and remain behaviorally stagnant. The mind receives stimulation similar to achievement without effort. Dopamine is released not through accomplishment but through consumption. Thus, learning becomes another form of entertainment. The illusion of intelligence. One of the most dangerous consequences of excessive content consumption is the creation of false confidence. People begin to believe they are intelligent simply because they recognize complex terms, famous quotes, or popular theories. This is known as the illusion of competence in psychology. When individuals repeatedly encounter information, familiarity is mistaken for mastery. For example, watching economics videos does not make one economically skilled. Listening to leadership talks does not make one a leader. Consuming spiritual content does not make one spiritual. This the individual becomes rich in vocabulary but poor in virtue, rich in opinions but poor in action. Intelligence becomes performative rather than practical. From contributors to consumers, civilizations progress where people create, build, serve, and innovate. They decline when people only consume. Digital platforms reward attention, not contribution. The algorithm promotes what is popular, not what is meaningful. As a result, millions compete to watch while few dare to work. Consumption is a comfortable, contribution is demanding. Watching requires no risk, doing involves failure. Listening requires no sacrifice, creating requires discipline. Gradually, society produces more spectators than builders, more commentators than practitioners, more critics than creators. This weakens social capital, reduces productivity, and erodes moral responsibility. Comfort is the new addiction. Excessive content consumption promotes a culture of comfort. People can inspire without sweating, motivated without moving, and enlightened without changing. This comfort becomes addictive. Hard work appears unnecessary when emotional satisfaction is easily available. The brain begins to prefer easy stimulation over meaningful struggle. This results in declining attention span, reduced perseverance, fear of discomfort, avoidance of responsibility. Thus, individuals become mentally active but physically and morally passive. Impact on youth and democracy. Young people are especially vulnerable. Their formative years are spent scrolling instead of striving. Many develop strong opinions without strong foundations. They debate without depth, criticize without competence and demand rights without embracing duties. In a democracy, informed citizens are essential, but informed is not equal to transformed. A society full of aware but inactive citizens cannot sustain institutions, ethics, or development. Democracy requires doers, not just our debaters. Historical perspective learning through living. Historically, knowledge was inseparable from practice. Gurukuls emphasized character along with learning. Freedom fighters combined ideology with sacrifice. Scientists combined theory with experimentation. Saints combined philosophy with austerity. Their wisdom emerged from lived struggle, not comfortable consumption. In contrast, modern learners often avoid hardship while seeking shortcuts to success. The need for active consciousness. True consciousness is not about knowing what is right, it is about doing what is right consistently. Active consciousness involves self discipline, reflection, application, service, accountability. It means translating ideas into habits and thoughts into actions. A conscious person does not merely admire excellence, he imitates it. Reorienting education and media. To address this challenge, systemic reforms are required. In education, emphasis on experimental learning, project based assessment, community service, skill development. In media, promoting long term, depth oriented content, rewarding creators who demonstrate practice, discouraging sensationalism. In society, celebrating effort over popularity, valuing craftsmanship over commentary, respecting discipline over display. Role of the individual. Ultimately, transformation begins with the individual. Each person must ask, am I learning to improve my life or to impress others? Am I consuming ideas or living them? Am I seeking comfort or character? Practical steps include limiting passive content, maintaining daily routines, practicing silence and reflection, engaging in physical and social work, measuring progress through action. Conclusion. The greatest danger of the digital age is not ignorance but the illusion of wisdom. People today risk becoming intellectual consumers rather than moral contributors. They feel conscious without being conscious, intelligent without being disciplined, and informed without being responsible. More views do not create more values. More ideas do not create more integrity. Only lived effort creates lasting excellence. A nation cannot rise on borrowed motivation, it rises on practical practice discipline. It cannot prosper on watched wisdom, it prospers on lived character. The need of the hour is to move from passive awareness to active consciousness, from comfortable consumption to committed contribution. Only then can individuals and societies realize their true potential.